This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in London today. We're here to promote a brilliant fight between Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur. With me, Tunde Ajayi, enjoying himself dressed up as well, making me look terrible. Tunde, first and foremost, how are you?
Give me the mic. Dream it, believe it, become it. How you doing, sir?
I'm great.
Thank you. Yeah, great day today. Lovely day for it as well.
As mentioned, we are here to promote Anthony Yarde's fight. He's just sat over there with Lyndon Arthur on this huge bill, April 11th. Tunde, if you could just tell me why this fight, why now? Brilliant fight.
I think it's, as always, it's always been about the right fight for us at the particular time. And, I think Lyndon asked for the fight and, Lyndon's trainer, I think, Pat, do you manage him? Do you manage Lyndon as well? Do you manage Lyndon as well? No, yeah, well, Pat's trainer, I know Pat for a long time and, he's a good guy, but it's business. And he feels it's a good fight for him and we feel it's a good fight for us. So it is, and it's a great fight for the fans. I think, everybody's been asking for Anthony to have a domestic dust-up, as they call it. And I think this is definitely a great fight for both of them.
Lyndon last time out claimed the Commonwealth title against Emmanuel Anim in Leeds. I was at the fight. He had some sticky spells in that fight, came through, got the knockdown as well. Are you preparing for the best possible version of Lyndon Arthur, given the fact he'll probably rise to the occasion on the biggest fight of his career to date?
I'm preparing and have always prepared for the best Anthony Yarde. Ain't watching no next man, as we say back home. That's not what we're about, and I think anyone that's watched us and watched our journey, the focus has always been us, and it's something Anthony believes, it's something I believe wholeheartedly. I just feel that when you focus on another person, you can end up thinking about them more than yourself, and it's just going to be the same protocol for us. You like that word, isn't it? Same protocol. Turn up, show up, blow up, lands in the camp. Dream it, believe it, become it. That's what it is. So, he's a good fighter, young, unbeaten. So he's going to be hungry, and he should do. This is not a fight where we start, talking bad about each other because, Pat and Lyndon, they're from up north and we're from down south, and we come from different parts of UK, but it's the same. We all come up in the same environment. So for us, everybody's a winner, and this is what it is. But when all said and done, it's fighting. So Lyndon and Anthony are gonna get in there, and you already know what we like to do. The record speaks for itself. So it's gonna be a great matchup, and I'm glad the fans and Frank Warren's delivered, as he always done for myself and Anthony, and yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Do you see me shadowboxing? Slipping. Alf, you see? We're ready. We're ready now. Double jab right and left foot to the body. Come upstairs.
Tunde, you've gone on record many times saying that yourself and your team are programmed to always think about the KO, always looking for it. Is it business unusual in that sense? Are you looking for Anthony to stop Lyndon Arthur?
Believe me, everyone knows that's my mentality. That's Anthony's mentality. Luckily for me, I don't know, serendipity, another word I'm using, from the box. Anthony had that mindset before me and him actually joined each other. So I guess it was a partnership, that was always destined to happen. He's a knockout merchant. I love training people to have that mentality. And as I say, whoever it is, we've always gone into the ring, and I think that's why Anthony's such a big draw, and that's why Anthony could have been pay-per-view for this fight, but now Frank's done what he always does and delivers and got you two pay-per-view worthy fights on the same card. So KO, that's all we think about.
There were whispers, Tunde, with the WBO light heavyweight title becoming vacant, that Anthony could be in line. Obviously, that fight in Spain allowed him to fight for a world title. We now know it's going to be a four-man box-off. Was that ever a discussion, though, that he could have possibly been in line to fight for that?
Oh, yeah. Frank has always had maximum faith and belief in us. And definitely Frank came to me, and that was a possibility. But me and Ant, we just let the stars align. We never think about things like that. We just have to just concentrate on what we're doing. But definitely Frank did mention that to me, but I think the box office is going off now. I don't know. The thing about us, we can't even think about that. We've got an opponent in front of us, and we just got to deliver like we always do.
As you mentioned earlier on, the fans have been craving to see Anthony in these domestic dust-ups for some time. You notably on the way to your world title shot sort of bypassed the domestic scene. We are here now, and obviously with that WBO ranking sort of being null for now with that box off going on, are these domestic fights the best possible thing for Anthony right now to get ready to push towards that second world title shot?
I don't think it's a case of, from our point of view, I don't think it's a case of challenging people domestically. I think it is the case, and it has always been the case. It's the best fight for us. If you're quote unquote domestic, and that fits in our plans, then that's what it is. I say I'm the manager, but it's me and me, Anthony, and Frank Warren have managed his career, and we just chose the best fights for us, and fights that we always were very confident of winning. So I know there's people. Anthony said it. People have always spoke about domestic fights. People putting our names in their mouths, but no contracts were ever sent. So you're just using AY's name and TA's name to get the fight. And actually, for the first time, fingers crossed, because we've had a few pullouts when fights have been made against domestic fighters, the fans actually get what they want. So, yeah. But it ain't the fact that it's domestic, it's just the fight for us. I think people overthink things. Listen, everyone was knocking the WBO route. Well, take a look what's going on now. Again, people following us. We started this thing here. Now people's grabbing intercontinental belts and, whether it be the WBO, IBF, and they're seeing that it's a route to the world title, because the world title is always the goal, or has always been the goal for us.
Now, Tunde, just to take matters away from Anthony Yarde, I wanted to ask you about Bilal Ali, someone you've spoken very highly of for a long time. We had you do an online piece on our website a while ago, and you said he's got hands faster than Amir Khan, so we've been keeping an eye on him. What's the latest with him? Have you been sort of banging the drum for get him on this sort of a bill, maybe?
Yes, definitely. But, it's like I say, Bilal came to me when he was 12 years old, went away, came back, age of 19, been now 3 years back training full-time, and we got a big announcement for Bilal next week. Commercial announcement, not boxing. But again, let me just pat myself on the back or the shoulder. We get them when no one sees them. How many people would want to be attached to Anthony Yarde now? But before we got to where we are now, me and Anthony were sharing boxing boots, Adidas boxing boots, mind you. In the gym, I was throwing the boots away, and Anthony said, "Nah, Unks, let me take those boots." So, we never just, it wasn't a easy road for us. We've worked hard for everything we got, but the point what I'm making is that I was able to spot that talent when not a lot of people did. And I feel the same with Bilal. I just feel that Bilal is Bilal is not Anthony, Anthony is not Bilal. So Bilal's very young. He's got a lot of growing and development. And very much like Anthony, he only had 3 amateur fights. Anthony had 12 amateur fights. Still nothing compared to probably everyone on the bill. So I've got to take time and do the best managerial job for Bilal, just like I've done for Anthony. But he'll be back. He's got his date now. But Frank hasn't announced it, so we're not announcing it. But I'm sure Frank will do that in due course.
A couple more things before I let you go, Tunde. Obviously, huge heavyweight fight on this bill as well. Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce throwing it down. What's your thoughts on that fight? How do you see it playing out in your mind?
The young, hungry assassin against the wily. I don't want to call him old, because Joe's not really old. He's just very experienced. And, I've said it's not a fight I would like to... I don't bet anyway, because I ain't going to lose. I don't like losing. But, you know, it's just Daniel's the explosive young kid on the up, and Joe is the older, I wouldn't say old, explosive kid on the up. They've both got different styles. You know, Joe is heavy-handed, don't get that wrong, and he's a pressure fighter. And we haven't really seen Daniel go the rounds, I don't think. I think, when he fought Kevin Johnson, yeah, he went the round. So I know Daniel lives the life. He really ain't got no choice with his dad, because I've been with them from the start. Daniel at the Lynn Boxing Club in South London, and we always used to train together. So, you know, this particular individual, Daniel Dubois, was born to be a fighter, nothing else. You know, and it's not to say that Joe Joyce hasn't, you know, ain't got the same path, but I'm just saying, look at the family, look at Caroline. You know, and there's another one. There's Prince coming up as well. It's just a fighting family. So, taking that into consideration, Joe Joyce's experience, Daniel's youth, it's going to be a draw. Yes, sir.
Now, another heavyweight fight you predicted would be a draw when we had you on the channel.
Yes.
Wilder Fury 2, Tunde. Nobody could separate them. Tyson Fury made a mockery of all of us. What do you make of his performance?
Tyson Fury is magic. He's the magic man. I just say it how it is. Again, people keep underestimating this guy. You know, and these so-called boxing experts, people with opinions, don't seem to know much about the sport of boxing, because Tyson Fury is just continuing to prove the doubters wrong. I just feel that he's just got an indomitable will, spirit, that is going to be very hard to beat. You know, and if someone like Emmanuel Stewart, God rest his soul, can see that when Tyson was younger, who knows what he can do now? Because he just got out there and obliterated the most feared man in boxing. People are saying that this guy was a harder puncher than Mike Tyson and what have you, and really Tyson just bullied him, you know, and bashed him up and stopped him. So all the belts are back where they belong, in the UK. We started boxing, the Queensberry rules. What's the promotion called? Queensberry promotion. Oh, I didn't know that. But all the belts are back. So listen, big up Tyson, big up AJ. They're representing the frying flags very high, and I'm happy for them, because any man being successful or doing successful things, I'm always going to be happy for them. So here to Tyson Fury.
Tunde, thank you very much for your time. Catch you very soon. Best of luck with camp.
Yes.